So it was Indigenous Peoples Day, and there was no chance I was gonna miss this one. So of course we're gonna be talking about some Indigenous mythology. Again, I was actually really tempted to go back to my comfort zone of the Aztec and Maya mythology. However, Indigenous Peoples Day is a holiday meant to celebrate and give light to all the diverse indigenous cultures of the peoples of the Americas. So I decided to go outside my comfort zone and educate myself on something new. That new thing being the culture of the Hopi, specifically the creation myth. For those of you that don't know, the Hopi are a group of indigenous Americans from the American state of Arizona, with the story I'm about to talk about today being similar to stories told by the Navajo, the Zuni, and many more who also live in a similar area. According to the Hopi, the world was nothing but sky and ocean. That kinda sounds familiar now, doesn't it? Tawa the Sun Father and Spider Woman, or the Spider Grandmother, are the deities responsible for creating the world. Or the worlds? Since there's like 4 of them. Spider-Woman created the stars using the dew collected from her webs, and Tawa loved coming up with all sorts of things like birds and fish, letting Spider-Woman create the stuff for him. Spider-Woman then forms humans out of clay in the first world, and decides to guide them through the 4 worlds or the 4 caves all the way to the top, which means that people originated from deep underground, like the Mexica. In some versions of the myth, the humans don't even start off as, well, humans, and gradually evolve over time from insects to mammals and eventually the good old Homo sapien. Now what actually happens when they make it to the 4th and final world, that world being this one, changes depending on who you're asking. In some versions, there was conflict and corruption arising amongst the people, so Spider-Woman had reeds grow at the entrance between the 3rd and 4th world, blocking off the evil and corrupt back in the caves, while the good humans got to exit to the surface. That exit, by the way, being the Grand Canyon itself, which is kinda cool. In another version, there was a flood, and Spider-Woman tells the humans to build boats out of reeds. Starting to see a pattern here. And voyage eastward before arriving at the 4th world. In each case, once they arrive there, Spider-Woman teaches the people how to live, with the rules of society as well as language and other skills like farming, before going back to the underworld. Tawa's sunlight allowing their crops to grow, and Spider-Woman's guidance helping them know what to do with said crops. Both gods watching over the people of the earth as they eventually split up and migrate to the farthest corners of the world, becoming their own distinct groups who constantly mesh together and break apart over the years, which is probably a historical reference to the relationships between the many tribes of the people found in the region, from the Hopi and Zuni to the Pueblo and many more. I thought this story was really cool, especially with all the similarities to other creation myths with the floods and the caves and everything. Like the Aztecs. Wow, I'm just coughing a lot today, sorry about that. Not to mention all the different versions there were and how geographical features have importance to these stories, like the Grand Canyon being the entrance to the other world. Heck, Spider-Woman is said to rest on this specific rock right here, which is really cool. I mean, just look at it. I can't wait to dive deeper into all these different indigenous cultures of what is now the United States. I usually stick to Mesoamerican stuff, but this has really opened the door for me. Today is a day to celebrate all the diverse cultures of the Americas that is too often forgotten, thanks to European influence. Columbus. Wow, there we go again. So take the time not just today but every day to learn something new. Just think about it.